So there you are now, you're healed, and you decide to, as your father said, go into beast mode in the gym to fight back for your career. I woke up this morning, I did 5 more crunches because I watched you in the gym. Just 5 more. That's all I have, brother. I did 5 more. That was it. But to see you, I mean, really at age 31, decide, okay, I'm putting it all back in to prove to whatever team that was going to pick you up that you still had it. What was that like? Because all of this, as I understand, your athletic ability is so natural that adding on that training is the extra special sauce, if you will.
Yeah, I like to think so. I have been tremendously blessed with physical gifts that, what some people say, you win the gene pool lottery. So, I think I have been blessed enough to do so. But, the hard work, I think, is the biggest key. And to me, after what I had been through, I thought hitting the gym and working out was the easiest thing out of that process. Not even talking about the mental strife or the depression that you have to sleepless nights or, all the things that came with that battle. To me, I found going to the weight room, going to the gym, being among some of the easiest things to do, and just getting back and feeling so blessed to just be able to do what I love. That I actually probably worked out harder than I ever have in my entire life, and I think that's part of the reason to where catapulted me to where I am now, and ultimately not losing a step, but gaining a couple steps.
Yeah, and I love that you said that you didn't lose steps, you gained a couple of steps. Then you get this call on your journey after fighting back, after leaving Washington, getting picked up by the 49ers, and then you make history. I love that your mother said she called a relative and said, Trent, he makes a lot of money now. You signed a $138 million contract. And just a few years prior, you thought you weren't going to wake up to hug your daughters, to be there for their graduation. Life skyrocketed in this amazing way.
No, it definitely did. And, like I said, I say it all the time, can't say it too much, but like I said, I'm just blessed throughout this whole process. There was a lot of times to where I could have lost my faith, a lot of times to where I could have just gave up. When the doctor told me to get my affairs in order, I could have just got my affairs in order, and laid down and took it. But, something about laying down is just not in my DNA. And, I just wanted to continue to fight. And, I didn't think it was anything worth fighting for in the world and being here for my kids. So, it's definitely an experience that I know it tests my character. It definitely tests my faith. But, I wouldn't have had it any other way in the world.
You talk about the people that you encountered while going through your treatment. In the documentary, you meet a young man, Carson, who shared a very special bond with you. Let's play the clip.
It's always been a big motivator for me, seeing people like you experience something like this and then be able to get through it and prove to be successful. So that's always just helped me, and experiences like this have showed me that, this is not the end of the road, and it's given me the courage and the strength to help fight through this.
Just even hear you say that you can draw some type of strength from what I went through, it's overwhelming.
Trent, meeting Carson, how did he touch and change your life as you were inspiring him to keep fighting after his diagnosis?
Yeah, I honestly didn't want the attention or the nationwide, sympathy that came behind my cancer fight. I honestly just wanted to go through it in private, and then when I came out of it, people would look at me and I would tell them, hey, I fought cancer a year ago, and nobody would know. That's kind of how I wanted it to go. I kind of wanted it to stay that way. But my agent had made a connection with with me and Carson, being that we had both had, you know, this rare type of cancer. And maybe, you know, I was just being naive to the fact that people were tuning in to my battle, tuning in to my story, or the story that, you know, or the battle that I did have. And I think I took it for granted. I honestly didn't think that people would. I thought people would just see me and seeing a football player, seeing a helmet and shoulder pads. I didn't think people would look at me as a normal person, overcoming something that's, you know, as tough as a battle with cancer. And when Carson, you know, detailed to me that he used some of my struggles and some of my battles to help motivate him and go through his everyday life when he was fighting and going through treatment. I think that's probably the most, at that moment was, I think everything changed for me. That's when I realized it wasn't just about me and how I could have become better from my struggle, but it was how could I motivate and help others become, you know, or not even become, but be more comfortable and more positive, have a positive outlook in this battle with cancer that I mean, it claims so many people every year. And, you know, when Carson opened up and told me that he was doing that, you know, from that point on, I figured it'd be selfish of me not to, you know, go out and share my testimony, even if it could help one more person, you know, I didn't have to change millions, but just one more person, I felt like it was worth it. And just looking at Carson and seeing his eyes light up when we had our conversation and just doing normal things as a kid, playing football, talking about, you know, coming and catching the next football game, you know, it was a treat. You know, it was definitely an experience that I hold close to my heart forever. And, you know, obviously we lost Carson, but I think he was the single person that shifted this in the overdrive for me and to help open me up and let everybody hear about my story.
Well, listen, the documentary is absolutely wonderful. The only regret that I have is that you are not a Dallas Cowboy. That's it, Trent. That's my only thing. I've been lucky enough to have Jerry Rice on the show. Now I may have to now have a second team outside of my Cowboys. I know that hurt. I know, Trent. But congratulations. My best to your daughters, your family. Make sure you check out Silverback, the Trent Williams story now.